Hey, welcome back. Yeah, it's kind of dangerous to do these episodes on Saturday. I notice I record a lot longer. My goal is to keep the episodes between 12 and 15 minutes, but yesterday, I think it was like 20 minutes or 25 minutes. But I gotta talk about Brenda and Eddie. So this part of the game you're like supposed to explore, which is kind of bad. I don't really want to do that. I want the game to be linear, so I don't have to use my brain. I wanted to talk. This is kind of a dumb note. Oh, I did have a thought. Like, I knew I was going to talk about that Billy Joel song, so I was like, what if I posted that to the Billy Joel subreddit? Because there is one. But I don't know, because I remember I posted a song once to the Owl City subreddit. It's like the only video I've ever posted anywhere. And it wasn't a good video, and people didn't like it, so. Look at the graphics when look, what happens there? It's weird. You were a lot stronger than you love. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna post it, because I'll feel bad. Like, people won't like it, they won't like me. This guy's not a real Billy Joel fan. I can't tell you more because I told you already. I don't know. I'll leave it up to the viewers, if I have any viewers today. If you want me to post it to the Billy Joel subreddit, if you thought it was good enough, give a comment. Tell me to do it. I don't know. It might be a good thing to just force myself to do that, but am I supposed to go this way? Vault, if you're the only one watching, comment and let me know if I should post yesterday's episode to Billy Joel subreddit. I don't know, it's scary. But it's always this. God, that video wasn't great. Like, I was all over the place with the song. I wanted to talk about how it was interesting, like the framing device of the song, and how it was cool. Like, the music matched the tones of the different sections. And also, I really liked the idea of turning that, like, old rock and roll stereotype of, like, oh, remember our summer nights and how great they were, and just being, like, continuing that story. And being like, yeah, but remember Brenda and Eddie? What happened to them? My sweet romantic teenage nights. Is it supposed to be like TV static on the letters, or is that like a emulator glitch? I wanted to talk about this is very basic. I'm not a music person at all, but like I think it's just this rhyming scheme. It's not like the most complex thing in the world, but in the Billy Joel song, there's this rhyme scheme that, like, I wish more people would use, because it's fun, because it like fits a bunch of rhymes into a like a couplet or whatever. Let me think of an example. I gotta look at the lyrics. I can't remember any off the top of my head, because the whole song isn't like this. Oh, I did want to look up the Wikipedia article too. lost weight. I did not know. So there's a... I remember in school learning about like a rhyme schemes. You describe it like A, B, C, C, D. So if you had two lines, you'd have two rhymes within the first line, and then the last line would end with a rhyme that ends on the second line. So Brenda and Eddie had it already by the summer of '75. The end of the show for the rest of the... No, that's not right. This is dumb. This is a bad note. Shoot. Here it is. Here's one. They lived for a while in a very nice style. There's a little rhyme, right? But it's always the same in the end. They got a divorce as a matter of course, and they parted the closest of friends. It's very... when I say it like that, it's very like... old. Like an old, like I don't know, like for kids or something. Like Dr. Seuss or something. They live for a while in a very nice style, but it's always the same in the end. They got a divorce as a matter of course, and they parted the closest of friends. So end and friend rhymes, but then there's also an internal rhyme of divorce and of course. And you don't hear, I don't really hear a lot of songs that try to do that. I know Owl City, of course. I know Owl City does that. That's the thing that stood out to me when, like, oh, I like that he tries to rhyme a lot. But he doesn't do that anymore. He did that in his older songs. So he had a line like, I was thinking of, let go of the world you know and plug in the party lights. That's the first line. Let go of the world you know. That rhymes. Then it ends with party lights. Then the second line is soak your cares in the solar flares that light up these island nights. So cares and flares rhymes. And then the first line ends with lights. And then the second line ends with nights, right? And there's Bowser. He's always waving his big wand around. Let go of the world you know. Plug in the party lights. I had a religious note, but I'll save it for tomorrow. Because I'm almost done for today. I gotta talk about basketball. I gotta talk about basketball every week. Because the Nets are in the playoffs. The Nets are in the playoffs. They won the first round, which is not a big deal for everybody else, but it's a big deal for the Nets because it's only like the fourth time they've ever made it to the second round. This is a fun little story with like Peach. She's like captured, and then you play as Peach, I think, right? But I'm not gonna read it. I'm sorry. Watch a better Let's Player if you want them to comment like, oh, his name is Twink, isn't that funny? I don't know. But the Nets play today their first second round game against the Bucks, and it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be so crazy. I'm excited. It's kind of unbelievable. This is like a historic team for the Nets. They have Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, James Harden, 3 MVP. Did Kyrie? No, Kyrie didn't win the MVP. But he could have, because he's really good. The team that I've rooted for, this is the best team of the best players that I've ever had on my team. And it's so weird to be like, that's my team. And it's like, who are these guys? They're like all-star, better than everybody, and it's crazy, and it's just kind of surreal to watch my team be the best team. I don't know. It's never happened before. So here's the Nets playoff history. I'll give you a little history lesson for my Netsies. So last year they got swept by the Raptors in the first round. but everybody was hurt. Kyrie was hurt. Kevin Durant was hurt. 2 years ago, they lost to the Sixers. That was the year before they got everybody. 4-1. Then the last time before that they were in the playoffs was 2015. They lost to the Hawks. 2-4. I don't even really remember that series. Then in 2014, they made it to the second round. What? But they lost to the Heat 4-1 because of LeBron James. The year before that, they lost to the Bulls in the first round in a 7-game series. That was kind of a rough series. I remember that one. Carlos Boozer. Then in 2007, they made it to the second round, but they lost to the Cavaliers. That was probably LeBron too. 2-4. Then the year before that, they made it to the second round again, but they lost to the Heat 4-1. The year before that, 2005, they got swept by the Heat. The year before that, 2004, they swept the Knicks in the first round, but they lost to the Pistons in 7. I don't really remember that series, but that's a tough one. Then 2003, that's the year they went to the finals, and they lost to the Spurs 4-2. They swept the Bucks. They swept the Celtics. 2002, of course, they made it to the finals, but they got swept by the Lakers. Then you have to go all the way back to 1998 when they got swept by the Bulls. That's probably Michael Jordan, right? Then 1994, they lost to the Knicks 3-1. Before that, Cavaliers, 5 games. Then before that, first round. So how many times have they made it out of the first round? 1984, they got to the second round. But it's always the same in the end. Yep, okay, so let's count. The Nets have made it to the second round 1. 2. Where's 2? Oh, I'm playing again. Hold on. That's it for today. Did you like that scene with Peach? That's kind of funny, right? There were some like jokes and stuff. You could just ignore me and watch the game if you want. I'm sure that's the best way to enjoy these videos. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7. 7. So this is the 8th time in like the 40 year history that the Nets have made it to the second round. Whew, it's exciting. Are you excited? The game is tonight. They're gonna play Giannis, but they gotta shut down Giannis. They're gonna have to outshoot him because Giannis is gonna be dunking on everybody. It's gonna be a disaster, but hopefully we win the first game. Come on, Kevin Durant. Just hope and pray nobody gets hurt. So by this time next week, they'll have played probably 3 or 4 games. So it'll probably still take 2 weeks to finish this round. But then, what if the Nets win and they make it to the conference finals for the first time since 2003? What if we win the whole thing? I don't know. I'm still not ready for when my team wins a championship. I know it's gonna happen eventually. Mets, Jets, Nets, Red Bulls. Give me anything. None of my teams have ever won. But what's it gonna be like? Am I gonna like hate sports after that? Because I'm like, well, they already won, so why am I even watching anymore? I have a feeling I'm gonna look back at this team, hopefully, unless they blow this Bucks series and then Kevin Durant breaks his ankle again and he can never play, or he tears his Achilles or whatever, and then the team just totally collapses and then next year they don't make the playoffs. But I'm thinking, like, I mean, come on. Kyrie Irving's 28. Harden's 31, like Durant's 32. They could be good for like another 3 or 4 years. What if they win 2 more championships? And what if they're like a dynasty, maybe? And like they add a big center. What if they get like a center? What if Giannis comes over? No. Anthony Davis? Can we get Anthony Davis to come over? The team would be ridiculous. It would be starting Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Anthony Davis, and then Joe Harris is in there. That would be ridiculous. It's not going to happen, obviously, but I feel like I might look back at the team and be like, oh man, that was the team when they had the 3 superstars and like they were in their prime. No team could ever be as good as this team. So if I have like 10 years from now, if I'm watching the Nets, I'm like, oh, this team stinks. Nothing will ever compare to the 2021 team when they won the championship. Their first of 10 championships. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. Okay, it was 3. LeBron, it was 3. Okay, see ya.